Now, 2 weeks on from the violent death of George Floyd and after days of noisy protests in the United States, there was order and calm tonight in Houston, where his body is on public view. Tomorrow he will be buried there, the town where he grew up. Robert's report does contain footage of a violent nature.
Across America, statues of those connected to slavery and a racially painful past are also being removed. Here it is not protesters, but the authorities taking action, although under immense public pressure. This was in Kentucky this morning. And in Virginia, this statue of the famed Confederate General Robert E. Lee is being inspected prior to being taken down.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These killer cops have got to go!
But more than symbols and statues, it is today's police departments feeling the pressure.
But we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
The city of Minneapolis has now voted not to reform, but to entirely disband its police force.
Our commitment is to end our city's toxic relationship with the Minneapolis Police Department, to end policing as we know it.
Amid continuing fury, the mayor of the city, who opposes the move as too extreme, faced angry chants and was forced to leave this public gathering. In Washington, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and her fellow Democrats showed solidarity with the protesters and vowed to make sure that law enforcement in America is forever changed by the events of 2 weeks ago.
The martyrdom of George Floyd gave American experience a moment of national anguish as we grieve for the Black Americans killed by police brutality. Today, this moment of national anguish is being transformed into a movement of national action as Americans from across the country peacefully protest to demand an end to injustice.
He's walking around in the middle of the street, rambling.
But instances of brutal and aggressive policing continue to surface. Just outside of Washington in Virginia, this man, who was clearly confused, was restrained by a white officer who used a taser.
Is he wanted?
Roll over!
Then, unprovoked, he was struck in the head and given another electric shock. While America grapples with these images of excessive police force, the family of George Floyd is continuing to remember his life. His casket is now in Houston ahead of the funeral tomorrow. Hundreds of people in Texas filing past to pay tribute to a man whose death has led to such national self-reflection. Robert Moore, News at 10, Washington.
Oh, absolutely shocking images now.